was never a peace accord between Wike and Fubara, says political analyst Ojo. Well, once again, welcome to the Daily Brief News. Well, political analyst Ojo is saying that there was never a peace accord between Wike and Fubara because we all know that this whole Wike and Fubara with situation of a thing turned River State politics upside down. And now that we're no more hearing any drama between Fubara and Wike, people think that maybe they've settled things out, maybe they've like agreed on peace. But there was never a peace accord between Wike and Fubara. Even though recently, if you watch my previous video, Wike even said something concerning Fubara. Although he didn't insult him publicly, he just said that don't worry, the whole 6 months emergency of a thing in River State will soon be lifted. Well, speaking in an interview with Sheifumi's TV, Ojo argued that what transpired was far from a genuine reconciliation process, as Fubara reportedly faced conditions that stripped him of key allies and political leverage. Well, the alleged term included replacing all 23 local government chairmen, sidelining the governor's chief of staff and secretary to the state government, and possibly banning him from returning for office again. He explained that in a true peace accord, both parties come to the table with their representative, strike a balance, and implement a jointly agreed resolution. However, in this case, Wike appeared with his full team while Fubara attended alone without supporters. He alleged terms included replacing all 23 local government chairmen, sidelining the governor's chief of staff and secretary to his state government, and possibly banning him from returning for office again. In his words, I wonder when people say there was a peace accord between Fubara and Wike. There was never a peace accord between Wike and Fubara. What we saw was Fubara surrendering. Yes, what we saw was Fubara surrender. That is it. Fubara surrendered because when we are talking of peace accord, let me go this way. Two communities are fighting and people say it's okay. We want to settle it. What do you expect? You expect the king and the council of the chiefs of the community A, and you expect the king and the council of the community of community B. When they will talk, they will arrive at a conclusion. They will now know how things will work out from then on. That is how a peace accord works. But what happened between these people, Fubara and Wike, when you look at the lineup, it was Wike and his own people. Fubara went there alone without any of his supporters. And at the end of the day, what happened? Your secretary to the government of the state will no longer come to the government again. The selected local government chairman will not come to government again. And at the end of the day, somebody agreed that possibly you might not run again. Somebody agreed and we said that was a peace accord. And when they finished it, they went to Mr. President at the villa for Mr. President to affirm it. Is that a peace accord? There was not a peace accord. That is what our political analyst Mr. Ojo is saying for us in this newsletter this morning. Well, come to think about it, it's actually right. There was never a peace accord. It is just as if Fubara just surrendered. Yes, it was just as if Fubara surrendered me. Yes, because he even made like an explanation. He made an explanation saying that once two communities are fighting, imagine community A and community B is fighting, and two of them are saying, okay, fine, let us settle these things once and for all. The king and council members of community A will come. The king and council members of community B will also come. These two political parties will sit down together, talk on how they will make their two communities stop fighting and move on for a better life. They will not come to a conclusion and say, okay, fine, we agree on this, no more fighting. That is how a peace accord works. But in the case of Wike and Fubara, people thought that the same way Wike will bring his men, his people, is the same way Fubara will also bring his people, and they will decide on one thing and agree. And Fubara will come back to become governor, you understand, and things will just become normal again, no fighting. But only Fubara went to meet Wike and his people. Yes, Fubara surrendered. It was not as if they came to an agreement. I mean, he came, he didn't even say much. Wike and his individual were just the one. I mean, Wike and his people were just the one confirming things for Fubara, saying that you will do this, he will do that, he will do this, he will do that, and Fubara did not even disagree. He was just like, okay, okay, okay. That is a sign that there was never a peace accord. It was just Fubara who surrendered. So now I think now you understand the main truth now to this whole Wike and Fubara situation. Although problems are not escalating now, but if you want major truth, that is what this man is just saying. Don't think I'll be as if Fubara and Wike are in good terms with each other now. They're not actually in good terms. So Fubara just surrendered so that peace will reign. Yes, it's not as if he agreed to anything. He just said, "Fine, let me just surrender and leave this whole toxic political relationship beside me." Fubara just acted like Jesus, and that is what Wiki wanted. Well, under the comment section on this newsletter, Ugoa Jackson is saying here that when people say Fubara is weak, I disagree. Can an individual fight the federal government who has the judiciary, the legislative fully understand her control? The answer is no. Wike has no power without the president. Please take note. The president is doing the bidding of Wike to have full control of Rivers State because of the 2027 election. I agree. I agree on that one. It is a game of politics. The executive arm used the judiciary to oppress Governor Fubara. The law was turned upside down and Fubara cannot fight the law. Under normal circumstances, the 24 lawmaker under Wike have no business being in government because they were defected. It is a well-known fact, but the Supreme Court turned it around and at the same time dissolved the local government election conducted by Fubara. It is the Supreme Court nothing nothing Fubara can do about it. The federal government has a hand in that judgment. Please take note, let us not mislead ourselves. The president said he will never disappoint Wike and kept to his promise. I mean, to me, I just feel like that is it. Without Tinubu, Wike is nothing. I remember the time that Wike was even arguing with Atiku, and Atiku was like, "Come out from that APC government and come and tell me that one." Yeah, to me, I feel that you see this current APC government and this current whole Tinubu government, they are just using Wike for two things: one, to destabilize PDP; two, to gain Rivers State for 2027 election. Because how would APC win in Rivers State in 2023 election? Does that sound right? That is pure sign that Wike even help Tinubu to rig Rivers State election in 2027, and they're still going to do it again in 2023, and they're still going to do it again in 2027. Yes, I mean when the federal government, when the federal government are twisting the law, they are twisting everything just to let one person win a case, but just to let Wike have full control of Rivers State. Fubara cannot fight the law. That is what this federal government are good about. They twist the law, they twist our constitution. But what do you guys actually think? Drop your own comments in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. You untap the subscribe button with the notification bell so that anytime we have any new video, you'll be the first to get notified about it. Once again, thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day ahead of you.